Someone requested I do this, so I'm going to make a video about hooking up with the signs of the zodiac and my personal experiences. And I'll try to be nice, but I'm probably going to roast the signs a little bit. Let's be real. And I'll be talking about straight guys, so there's also that to take into consideration. I'll start with my least favorite sign I've ever dated, which is interesting because it's also the sign I've dated for the longest, and that's Libra. My longest relationship ever was with the Libra, but I would never ship myself with one, so I don't even know how this happens. The only thing I have in my chart is Jupiter in Libra, so I don't. I guess I don't know. Libras to me feel so empty, like there's just something missing. There's something not there. They feel almost like non-human. They're really good at putting their needs and emotions second, which they ended up getting really passive aggressive and resentful over time, but it's completely their fault because they think that they're less important than the people around them, and then they try not to have any conflict. Then it's like, how do you ever get what you want if you never say what you want or if you're just doing what other people want? And yeah, a Libra that lacks self-awareness is, they're good for a long time. They can usually hold out for like years, and then finally over time it's like, oh, but for all those years they actually were really upset that you didn't squeeze the toothpaste in the right way. Like, I don't know, it's just they seem pretty shallow. They have a shallowness to them. But I do love, they tend to be really creative artists. They're very like light and neutral in their energy and just really easy to get along with. They get along with other people really well typically. And I admire that because in social situations, it's nice to have a partner who socializes better, who's more outgoing. Because I'm not really that way. I'm more controversial. So yeah, Libras. Sorry, you're not my fave. Second least favorite, probably Virgos. And my moon and Mars is in Virgo, but that means nothing. Virgo men, they just fizzle out so quickly for me. They're just more like friend zone material. Just something about them. They just don't have like a lot of life force energy to me. They spend it all just like overthinking and just mulling over their insecurities, and it's just not fun. I am a pretty low energy person myself, so no offense. But in a partner, it's nice to have someone with a little more energy, just for balance. But yeah, I've never been able to go for a long time with a Virgo. I don't even find them sexy. Mars and Virgo, I'm supposed to find them sexy. I don't. They're just not attractive. They just don't do it for me. And a lot of times they're assholes. Totally up themselves. Think they're like the smartest shit in the world, and they're not. Alright, third, probably Leos. I love Leos as individual people. In relationships, they are just the couple Leo men I've hooked up with or dated, they come on really strong, really fast. They have huge displays of affection, very dramatic, loud, lots of energy, in my experience, ones I've been with. Sad boys. Surprisingly, every Leo guy knows a sad boy. And yeah, they almost become like obsessive. They're really needy, and I just I don't have I don't have it. I don't have what they need. Whatever it is, I don't have it. I don't want to give it to them. So yeah, Leos I usually get wrapped up in really quickly. It's just like a whirl, and they're really romantic, and they are really really fun and super entertaining. But there is like a stability factor there, and like eh, eh, not my fave, not my personal fave. I don't really like dating fixed signs because fixed signs are just people who are too stubborn like annoy me. It's just so frustrating. It's like you're allowed to change your mind, you're allowed to do things differently. So fixed signs are really and Leos, yeah, really they can be really self-centered and reactive. So next, next least favorite is probably Taurus. Taurus is very sweet. They're very sweet. They're very sensual. They're really good with their hands. Any Taurus placement is good with their hands. But yeah, that earthiness, that sensualness is really grounding and refreshing, and it can feel really good. And I like that. Taurus can make you feel really good. But the thing I don't like about them is they have to have, the ones I know at least, have to have like a traditional, long-term, loyal, committed relationship. And something about that puts me off. And like, if you're just kind of like starting out with them or like hooking up with them, they'll make it very clear that they're like pretty neutral about you or disinterested. And half the time they have like another girl that they're probably talking to that they're madly in love with, but she ignores him. And so you're just like a distraction. I don't know. Taurus men, nah, not into that. I don't like when people don't give me their full attention in a relationship. And you have to be in. You can't be neutral about me. What the fuck? You either really like me or that's it. You're not on the fence. So that's my experience with Taurus. They just don't fully go in unless they really want to. Duh. Next would probably be I've never hooked up with a Pisces or an Aries. I probably never will. I don't know why. The Aries guys I've known are really obnoxious and irritating and arrogant. So, and then Pisces men I've known were like really destructive, really self-destructive, and did a lot of drugs. So that, I can't have someone that's more chaotic than me. That's too much chaos. Next least favorite is Aquarius, though I still have like hope for them because I've only dated one and he was an asshole, and I've heard a lot of Aquarius men are assholes, but I just love Aquarius. All my Aquarius girlfriends are like the coolest people I know, so I really feel like there has to be some good Aquarius guys out there, but I haven't met them. Again, it's like arrogant. They are like God, pretty much, God complex. They know everything, but they have wonderful taste in clothes, art, music. I mean, they really are like, they're so cultured. Definitely have enhanced my life. Aquarius have. All air signs. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, like, I've gotten like almost all my music from them. They definitely enhance in that way. Art, literature, they really bring that good stuff in. That's about it. And then next, hope I don't forget anyone. Oh, Cancer guys. Cancer guys are a friend zone for me. they're big softies, they're sweet guys, but they don't have the assertiveness that I desire, I guess, personally. And um I don't know if I can barely be friends with cancers. And almost all the time I feel bad for cancers. I am one. It's just so, our lives are hard. Be nice to a cancer today. They probably need a hug. They need it every day. Taking on all the pain of the world for no reason. Ugh. Yeah. Cancer men, friend zone material, straight up. Any that I ever got close to hooking up with were frightened by me or didn't want to get that close with me. Too guarded. Probably sense my instability. So, next I'll go to Scorpios. My thing with Scorpios is very unique in that I become absolutely fucking obsessed with them, and they not interested, not the same level in any way interested with me. They'll like hang out with me a little bit, but they're never, I'm like obsessed, like straight up practically a stalker. It's honestly embarrassing. I don't know why this happens. My 12th house is in Scorpio, so I think I just lose my mind. I really want to be able to date one, but I don't know if it'll ever happen because, yeah, they're just my obsessions. It's fine. I love Sagittarius. I'm Sag rising. I think rising sun sign pairs can be really wonderful in synastry. I love Sagittarius. The only thing about them that irritates me is that they do things without thinking about it, without forethought, and it's just so frustrating to see them fuck up when they could have just spent like 2 extra minutes thinking about it. But no, they just went ahead and then caused themselves so much trouble for nothing. And also they can be like really like, yeah, I have everything figured out, and arguing with them is like, ugh. Yeah. And yeah, they can be really blunt. I like the bluntness, I like the boldness, I like that they're willing to speak their mind even if sometimes it's really uncalled for. But I appreciate it. I love Sagittarius. I really do. I love their wildness, and they're really free. They typically really, honestly, don't care what people think about them, which is an amazing quality that I don't think many have. I also love Gemini. I love Gemini people in general. Dating a Gemini, it's like an art project. They're so fascinating. The only thing is that you think there's greater depths to them, but there really isn't. They don't have that like emotional depths of like a Scorpio or a Cancer. They don't have that going on. They're very light. Their energy is so light. It's so refreshing. But if you're looking for something that's a little more passionate and involved, that's not a Gemini. You're not gonna find that there. Who am I missing? Capricorn. Is everyone already? I went out of order, so now I'm confused. Yeah, Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, my opposite sign, I've had a really good experience, but I've also had a really bad experience. So it's a mixed bag. Capricorns are so... A lot of times they have more going on than they let on. They're more magical than they let on. They're so focused on like practical stuff, but like they always have this like beautiful creative energy that for me I'm like, try to promote that. But yeah, they can really like suppress their emotions and be almost like cold and robotic, which is frustrating. But as my opposite sign, it's like, it's good for me to study. I don't know for long term. Mm, mm. But yeah, the one Capricorn I dated cheated on me, and he was an asshole. So I don't even know if he counts. But he was very interested in money and in accomplishing things and all those typical Capricorn qualities that are really so typical. My best friend was a Capricorn, and she stayed at a job for a super long time and just grew and got tons of experience and just like kept going down a track. While I've had like 8 different jobs in like 3 years and do all sorts of different shit, and I don't commit to anything. So Capricorn's like has that long view that I just completely don't have. So they're nice to have around, but yeah, they can frustrate me. They make me like claustrophobic because they just won't like let loose. Yeah, is that everyone? I'll say my number one fave is Sagittarius. I think that's my number one, and then Gemini, and then obviously I really love Scorpios, but like on a whole other level, that's like kind of gross. Yeah, that's my dating the signs.